Hey everybody, welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. If you are new to the channel, then subscribe, and help me reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers. We're getting close. In our first story, is your trailer for sale? Fine, I'll take it. Let's jump right in. Okay, first some context. I was selling my dad's camping trailer for him on a website. It was a run-down, water-damaged bumper trailer that, from what we thought at the time, was still worth repairing, but because of the water damage and tires not being good, we were asking $100 that we were not even that firm on, really. With deer season coming up, this was an easy sale since deer hunters, like my dad used to be, tend to buy them to do cheap repairs for the season and a warm sleeping bag and use them to hunt with. So we had several offers in the first day. Mind you, this had a fully working stove with oven and a furnace and a removable porta potty. Those alone are worth over $100. We got some responses. The first one asked to come take a look that day. The second asked if we were still selling it so he could take it, but as we had someone already coming, I said I'm sorry, can't at the moment. Well, while getting ready for the first person, we pulled the trailer out and thought about what it would take to tear it apart and make into a hauling trailer. This is for later in the story. Anyway, the guy comes and looks at it. Like I said, it wasn't in great shape and he offered $50. If it wasn't for the fact that it was the first day and we had by this point 5 others asking to come take a look, I would have jumped on it. My dad was still wondering if he should have taken the offer when I reminded him we had several others interested. Yeah, that makes me sound like the choosing beggar, but remember, this is the first day out. That was half the asking price with 5 other people interested. The first guy wanted to fully restore it and didn't have the time since it was a little more worse for wear than he wanted. Anyway, the first guy says he will think about it and contact us, but let the next person get it if they want it. I was like, okay, so I did. I went to the next person who contacted me and said he was next in line if he was still interested. He said, sure, I'll take it. I honestly thought, just like anyone would, he meant that he wanted to buy it. Nope. Here is the conversation in a nutshell. You're next in line if you're still interested. Sure, if it's available, I'll take it. Okay, it's $100. No. I'll take it. Now I'm confused. I'm not sure what you mean. It's $100. No, it's not worth that. I'll just take it. No, I can't let you just have it. Even with water damage to the camper trailer part, the metal frame itself is worth more than $100, let alone the stove and furnace if you remove the trailer on top of it, which by this point we were already considering doing ourselves. We debated about not contacting anyone else as this work would make the value go up. Fine, then I don't need it. I'm thinking to myself, okay, not sure why you thought I'd let you just haul it away for free. Keep in mind, this was only the second caller, and it was still on the first day the ad was up online. Anyway, long story short, after the odd conversation with guy number 2 and a third guy who didn't show up, we decided to tear the trailer apart ourselves that weekend. We decided we had the time and just decided to do it and made it into a hauling trailer instead of a camper, and guess what? It sold for $800 the following week, and sadly, the first guy did actually call back and ask to buy it for the $100 the next week, but it was already torn apart and sold. I felt bad for the first guy, but it's good he didn't buy it, and not just because we made $800 on it. The first buyer wanted to fully restore it. While taking it apart to get to the metal frame, we found out that the guy my dad had got it from originally had hidden water damage, so it wouldn't have been good to repair. In story 2, a choosing beggar brother wants to know where his mask is. To start off, I have a few siblings. One is my older brother, who is the choosing beggar. My dad, at least that's what he used to be called, took my brother in when he was a preteen due to some difficulties. My dad taught my brother plenty of his bad behaviors. Dad was rude, selfish, egotistical, and more of an emotional and verbal abuser. My brother got some parts of him and it shows. Over time, my brother has been doing a bit better, but baby steps. When the pandemic started, I made a bunch of masks, and they don't look bad at all. I even sold a few masks to family members, which they still use, thankfully. Initially, my grandma asked me for some masks, and I made a few for her. Then she asked me to make some for my cousins, uncles, and brother. I made them and sent them over to my grandma to send out. For some reason, my brother didn't get his mask. It might have got lost in the mail, or maybe grandma didn't get a chance to mail it out. But for probably a few months afterwards, my brother would always ask me in a condescending voice, "Where's my mask?" I always told him that either grandma must have it still, or it should have been sent out to him. Even my mom got into the argument, confirming that she did give grandma his mask to be sent out to him. Still, every time, he doesn't stop asking, and it got very annoying. Christmas was coming soon, and I decided to make some more special masks for my siblings. My brother loved a certain turtle group who were ninja fighters back in the day. I asked my mom to help me order a fabric with the franchise printed on it. The fabric came and I made 2 masks for him. I also got my brother something special to go with his masks. I also made a couple masks for my sister, who had accidentally lost her mask. The mask I made for her was the printed logo of my state football team, which was what my grandma wanted me to make. Christmas came and we were all ready to open our presents. After a couple were opened, I gleefully watched my brother open his. As he pulled the masks out, my mom happily told him that I had made Ninja Turtle masks for him. Once again, he looked me dead in the eye and said, "It's not my football team mask though." At that point, I just gave up. He had sucked away all my happy feelings. I told my brother why I had chosen that specific pattern for him, but I was pretty pissed off. My mom calmed me down. She gently hushed me by patting my back and giving me a knowing look. Luckily for my brother, I had made an extra team mask for myself. In order to stop his endless nagging, I walked back to my room, grabbed the freshly made, never-worn mask, and walked back out and just sat it on his head. My brother took the mask off his head to see it, then nothing. No thank you at all. He did ask in a pretty rude way if I had worn it when I told him it was an extra mask I had made for myself. I told him no, I had just finished it and never worn it. After a few hours, he left. Once he was out of the door, I looked at my mom and quietly said, "He didn't have to be such a jerk about it." She agreed that he should have been much nicer. Actually, this wasn't as bad as he used to be, but it really hurt me that I had gone to such trouble to create something special for him and have him just throw out all my goodwill. To tell the truth, I probably would have made him the team mask to go along with the turtle ones if I had thought of it, but it honestly didn't cross my mind. He's lucky I had an extra for him. That's my recent Choosing Beggar story. I hope it fits. Have a safe holiday and a safer 2021. In story number 3, we have a choosing beggar who needs to send a package. Some background. I worked at Staples from when I was 15 until I went to college. I had this encounter when I was 17. Staples had a shipping center and we used to accept both UPS and USPS packages. I had a woman come to the desk with a shipping label and some router to send back, with a box that was clearly breaking apart. Staples had a policy that if someone wants us to ship something that is not packaged, we have to charge a $1 fee to tape it up. I notified this woman and she screamed at me for being an entitled millennial who is not grateful for the people who put me in my position. She asked to speak to the manager, who just shrugged and said, "Don't fight it for $1." So I start to package the box and she is critiquing my ability to put tape on the box. She demands more and more tape, that I double and triple tape the sides of the box, all while making comments about my entitlement and my weight. I was 325 pounds at the time. After more berating, I just put the tape on the counter and said, "Listen, if you do not like my taping skills, then you can gladly put the tape on yourself." She responded with, "Oh, I couldn't possibly know how to use that complicated device," in the most condescending tone, as if I was some dumb employee who would never reach her level. I then just slapped the label on the box and told her if she had issues, she could talk to my manager. This is one of the most saddening experiences I had as an employee at Staples, although I will say this. I just got my first acceptance to graduate school for a PhD in chemistry, and I now weigh about 175 pounds, so the joke is on her, I guess. This is John from Slash Bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to see more of them, then hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.